It means a lot. I think anytime that we have an opportunity to continue to celebrate the W in new cities, did this last year here and had such a great turnout. And doing it again. I mean, this is a sports town, and the fact that we can continue to celebrate the W in sports towns that don't have a team is important. And I think it gives fans an opportunity, in this area to be able to come out and to watch these women who are the best in the world at what they do and to continue to champion them. And for the young girls and boys to see the best in the world doing what they do and to aspire to be them.
The Sun have hit a stride in the past week or so. Just what have you seen that's different about them now compared to the last time you saw them?
I think it's just a normal course of getting to know one another, learning how to play together, finding your way and your role. They've had a lot of moving pieces too, and you see young players continue to step up and grow, and of course veteran players like Tina, of course, to be able to be that anchor that helps lead them along the way.
A lot of fans outside of the Fan Fest wearing Fever merch and Caitlin Clark jerseys and things like that. What does it mean to you to know that your team has fans, all the way out here on the East Coast?
No, I mean, it's huge, and that's the thing about generational talents. And you see it on the NBA side a lot, not just around the country, but around the world. Wearing jerseys of their favorite players. And you think about the generational talents that continue to come from college to the W, and Caitlin's one of them. Obviously, Paige is one of them, Angel Reese. And to be able to continue to see the game grow nationally and globally is important. And, thankfully, we get to celebrate that in a lot of different cities and happy to be a part of that.
Having spent time in New England, were you surprised the most that Boston doesn't have a team or never, that didn't have one even from the beginning? And did you get a feel when you were in Connecticut that there were a lot of people from Boston that were coming down because of that void?
Yeah, I mean, certainly this is a sports town and rich history in all sports. And so I think probably early in the W, maybe a little bit surprised that there wasn't a team here. I was playing when the Connecticut Sun got their team, brought them from Orlando, and so it became New England's team. And I think Boston's, again, a great sports city that wants a WNBA team, and hopefully one day there can be one here.
Steph, you talk about this team looking different from the last time you were there. One key piece that has been very important to Connecticut over the last few games has been Layla Lacan, just how defensively she's been impactful. Just when scouting this team, what are some keys that you have and specific to how she might be on Caitlin tonight?
Yeah, I mean, Layla's long, she's athletic, she's fast. She's got great instincts. I mean, her international experience, her Olympic experience, it can't be denied. You watched her in the Olympics a year ago, and the way that she was able to grow throughout the course of that tournament was impressive. She gets to the rim, she plays at a certain pace, she changes the speed of the game with her speed, her quickness, and her athleticism. And so it's going to be a challenge. We've got to find creative ways to get her free, and then we've got to make sure that we're disciplined on the defensive end and contain her one-on-one.
Oh, me? Oh, sorry. With the news that Caitlin will be participating in the three-point shootout later this week, is that something that you guys have talked about yet? She talked about how excited she is, and have you given her any pointers as she's looking to get her shot?
She doesn't need any pointers from me. No, we hadn't talked about it. In fact, I saw it on the news. So, but I mean, I'm happy that she's doing it. Certainly in the state of Indiana, in Indianapolis. It's a great opportunity for her to continue to showcase what she does best to our fans and to WNBA All-Star fans. But no pointers for her. I think that she's getting there. She's working through the injury. She's getting rhythm, timing, like all of the reacclimated. All of those things matter when you're a 3-point shooter. And I think we've seen it throughout the course of great shooters during this season. I mean, the schedule is brutal, and fatigue is a factor. And then when fatigue and you couple that coming back from injury, but I'm not worried about her shot. I'll be pulling for her in the shootout, though.
What do you take from these last 2 wins to now try to get on a bit of a roll consistency-wise?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, we had a whole roster. We had all of our rotation players, for 3 straight games. We still haven't had a real practice with them, but finding connectivity on both ends of the floor. I think in game one, you saw everybody kind of looking for the next person to do something and reacting to one another as opposed to building a flow offensively and a connectivity defensively. And I think you started to see it grow for us as coaches. Building in a substitution pattern that can go 9, 10 deep, potentially, certainly 8, 9 deep, and what that looks like against different lineups for us with different lineups as well. And so, it's starting to come together, and it is important for us to maintain and to continue to stack days and be on a roll heading into All-Star break.
I mean, I feel like over the course of whether it's been, my professional career or my college career, you kind of just take it as it goes and you learn from it as things come. I feel like the attention and, whatever that is, I don't want to say I get used to it, but to an extent, like you do, and you just accept that's how it's going to be. People are going to criticize you. People are going to praise you, no matter what it is. When you're playing on this level and you have this type of spotlight, whether it's me, whether it's any professional athlete that's at the top of their game, that's just how it's going to be. So I think you just continue to build on what you want to get better at, and I think that's probably the greatest challenge at times is, everybody else has expectations of you, but at the end of the day, like, there's no higher expectation than what I have of myself. And I feel like that can get lost at times. So I think just giving yourself a little bit grace and, having a lot of fun out there too is what I try to remind myself.
Yeah, you were announced today to obviously be in the three-point contest. Just what went into that decision, and what does it mean to do it for the first time in front of the fans in Indiana?
Yeah, I mean, not much went into it other than yes, I guess. Obviously, it's exciting. I've never participated in a three-point competition before, never practiced before, so just go out there and have fun. I think the lineup of people competing is tremendous. So more than anything, it's just going to be really great for our league and for women's basketball as a whole, just to have a lot of fun and experience that. So I'm just excited. I think Friday, the skills competition, and that will be a really exciting time, and it will lead right into Saturday of a really great game as well.
Caitlin, this is a little less on-court specific, but there's a big meeting coming up in Indianapolis with the Players Union and the league to try and move these CBA negotiations forward. I'm not sure how aware what you've heard about where things are at with those talks, and if there's anything you're really hoping that could come up of that as they try and move this progress forward.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the meetings that are going to happen in Indianapolis are going to be really important, and although I'm not our team rep or on the committee, like, I'm still trying to understand and engage as much as possible. Obviously, this is my second year in the league, but also this is like a very important time for our league and where it's going to continue to grow. So I'm certainly looking forward to those meetings and being in them, and I think everybody in our league is to help these CBA talks continue to move forward. So should be very important for us on Thursday. Yes, I'll be there.
You've played in NBA arenas before, but what's it like playing in an arena this big, in an environment like this, in a city that doesn't have a WNBA presence?
Yeah, I mean, this is really, honestly, my first time to Boston. So, obviously, like, if you're a basketball fan, you grow up a fan, like, you love the Celtics. Well, maybe I guess you could hate them, but I think for myself, like, the Celtics is one of the premier organizations of the NBA. Like, you always grow up knowing what the Celtics are about, and obviously having won a championship 2 years ago now, it's kind of cool to just be in this building and kind of, surround yourself with the greatness that is played in this arena over the course of however many years. So I think it's a great opportunity for people in this city or fans around the area to come and support a W team here, and I know their game last year had great attendance and great energy, so I'm expecting the same tonight, but for myself, like, you don't take these opportunities for granted. Like, it's always fun to go to a new arena and a new place and enjoy it, and I, expect the same here tonight.
Hey, Caitlin, game today, game tomorrow, three-point contest,
Yes.
hosting in your city. At some point, you've got to realize you're not a machine, right? What does self-care look like for you? Where's
People
your
think
balance?
I'm a machine. It's crazy.
I know, right? Yeah. Where do you find the balance, though? Like, what is something that you look forward to maybe doing in your off time to just kind of gather yourself?
Man, I don't have much off time. Obviously our schedule is pretty intense here right before All-Star break, and I think coaches just tried to challenge us to approach it, one game at a time, one practice at a time. Obviously, we're on a back-to-back here, and then we land in Indy probably the earliest at midnight, and then I start events that afternoon, Thursday. So, I mean, I just take as much time as I can, whether that's, in the morning, whether I'm having my coffee or whatever it is, to just like take a deep breath and have a second to yourself. Obviously, I don't get a lot of that, or whether it's going for a walk or being outside, even if it's like 15 to 30 minutes, I think that's really important to have that mental reset in my life. And, you know, obviously I don't get a lot of it, but even like when I'm on the road traveling, like it's fun to like go out to dinner and try new places with my teammates. Like me, Lexi, will go and try to find a new place no matter what city we're in. And I think that's fun and can take your mind off of basketball too. When you're traveling around, you got to, you know, keep it fun and, you know, enjoyable at the same time. So I think it's just little things like that you can find that are really enjoyable for yourself, you know, outside of the game. Yeah.
Did you have a chance to do anything or go anywhere in Boston, or has it just been hotel?
I went to like Earl's restaurant. I was right across the street. Me and Lexi went there. I mean, I didn't really get to do a ton. We came here after our game versus Dallas and kind of had that night, and then yesterday. And I would love to come back here and explore a bit more. It's beautiful. It seems like an amazing city. I think I checked early. We checked earlier to see if the Red Sox were playing. I don't think they're in town, so I've never. Oh, that's right. It's All-Star. Yep, in Atlanta. Okay, sorry about that. I would have loved to go to a Red Sox game and seen Fenway. I guess I could have gone to Fenway and looked at it with no people in it, but I didn't do that. But I mean, I would love to come back here and explore a little bit more in the history of it and, you know, all the amazing things that you can do. I honestly was on TikTok, like best things to do in Boston, just so I can like see, even though I'm not going to do them. And I think that's what's fun about going to these new places and these new cities is like you get to experience the culture and the people that are here too, and that's also what makes it a lot of fun.
You mentioned a moment ago that when it comes to the three-point contest, you haven't practiced specifically for that. How does the three-point contest compare to your normal three-point shooting, and do you expect to get a couple reps in before the weekend?
Yeah, I guess I don't know how it compares because I've never done it, but I guess, I mean, I'm shooting off a rack, and I know there was a narrative going around that I didn't want to do that at one point, which I'm not sure who made that up, but that's false because I am doing it. I was just saving my first three-point competition in my own city, so whoever said that was a lie. But I mean, I'm not sure if I'm going to have any time to practice. I think there's a practice session, maybe our practice day on Friday when our teams get together. I think we have one day of practice as a team, and maybe the participants can shoot there a little bit before on Friday before the competition. But it's, at the end of the day, it's just really not that deep or that serious. So just go out there and have fun and shoot it. You know, it's just a ball, a hoop, and a rack, I guess, and, you know, just have fun doing it.
You mentioned liking the Celtics before. Are you one to look up at the banners when you come into an arena like this? And was there a team or a player or something early on that you felt connected to with the Celtics? Was there something that you felt you were going to be on the side of loving them rather than the side of hating them?
I mean, I'm not going to say I was like a huge Celtics fan by any means. But I think like I said, this is like one of the premier, if not the premier organization in the NBA. I'm a Pacers fan. I just want to make that clear as well. But, you know, honestly, as I've been growing up, like they've been a fun team to root for. You know, Tatum and Jaylen Brown and Derek White, like you go down the list and they're really fun to watch. They shoot a lot of threes, which maybe people make an argument against, but for myself, like I think that's fun. Like I enjoy that. I think it's a great style of basketball. So I think anytime you come into an arena and there's just so much history hanging from the rafters, you certainly look up and soak it in and take it in. I'm not sure they have any more space for any banners or, you know, recognitions, whether it's championships or players' jerseys going up in the rafters. So they might have to find a way to make a little bit more room, but certainly cool getting to play here. Thanks, guys.